A world war. And it's not about who's got the most bullets. It's about who controls the information. What we see and hear, how we work, what we think. It's all about the information. You want a war? You got a war. And there's no looking back. There's no forgetting. And there's no forgiving. See it all clearly now. The more we build, the more haters try to tear it down. The more we build. Now you listen to me. All of you. You hoodlums don't own these streets. We got a army that can seize these.
How you guys doing? This is Covert Radio. And an army you don't know nothing about. That's right. And this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. Yeah, we're going to get into it because I got a lot of stuff to get to. I don't want to make this long, so this is going to be another media-heavy broadcast here from Covert Radio. I want to go over a few things just to make sure that I know you guys are aware of these. A lot of you, I'm sure, are, but it could have been years since you've really, I think we need a little bit of a refresher because I'm here to assure you something, okay? There will be an attack on U.S. soil at this point. We are in World War III. It's been started a while back. You know, I looked at the fentanyl and the illegal immigrant invasion, or streets being flooded. You know, they've destroyed entire generations of men who are, you know, of the fighting age. They can just walk in and you have no idea what it's like where I live. It's sad. I mean, I can't even begin to describe. And, you know, I honestly believe that opiates are it's a race weapon. It really is, in my opinion, because the only devastation I've seen to the point of like death, don't get me wrong. I mean, it affects anybody who touches it, but I'm saying on a chemical basis, I truly believe opiates were designed as a weapon against a specific race of people. You know what I'm saying there? Hillbilly heroin, you know what I mean? Bunch of good old boys dying left and right and left. A lot of people. I've had friends who were soccer coaches die of heroin overdoses. I've had friends who were drug dealers die of heroin overdoses. One dude, this is the stuff I can't believe that just falls out of my mouth. One dude, you know, should I even say this? I don't know. You know, just let you know where I'm coming from, okay? I don't know your perception of Covert Radio, but you have no idea where I've been and what I've seen. You really don't. And I don't know what you've done and what you've seen. But I do have a friend who was injected with a I actually have two friends knowingly that were murdered with hot doses. One of them was over money and he was robbed. But what they did is they took him, they put him in his truck. They gave him a hot dose. He was already high, but they gave him a hot dose. They killed him. They stopped his heart. He slumped over the wheel. Then they robbed his house. They robbed his money. They emptied everything. And they found him about 2 days later on a back street. 1, 2. Another friend of mine, close friend, rich kid. I mean, he was handed everything, houses, vehicles. He had a, boy, I wish I could tell you that. I wish I could give you specifics because it's actually very impressive what he was able to achieve. But he had a restaurant in a very exclusive area of the city. And, you know, he taught me something. Let me just put it that way. He taught me a trick here in this state where, you know, each business, if you want to have a liquor license, which, why am I even getting into this? Can somebody stop me? This is 3 Pots of Coffee Covert Radio, by the way. He taught me something. In my area, you have to have each business that you want to sell liquor, you have to have a license for that business. So he was the first one that I've ever known personally that did this. He ended up enfranchised his business under a corporate name. So he had the jewel, the crown jewel of his portfolio, which was a super high-end restaurant in a very exclusive part of the city. And then he had all these little offshoots, like 4 or 5, a pizza place, a this, a that, a that, a this, a 6-pack shop. But what he did is he put the liquor license in the corporation name so that any of the subsidiaries would be covered. And I don't know if this is a loophole. I don't know if everybody and their mother has figured this out, but yeah, this dude was smart. Anyway, he went to, he was with a prostitute at a NFL game, okay? And she's like, hey, you know, at halftime, we should just leave, you know what I mean? And we'll get a hotel and get high and whatever, you know. He's like, all right. Goes to the hotel. Pimp shoots him up. They set him up. I mean, they waited till they were in the room, everything closed off, this and that. Long story short, they found him in the hotel room, again, 2-3 days later, robbed, took his vehicle. So, you know, I've had a lot of white friends die from heroin and fentanyl. Not too many of my black friends have died from heroin and fentanyl. And I know that it's not a race-specific drug, but it really does seem like the opiate epidemic back in the late 90s, early 2000s. From the Shecklers, the Shecklers, Purdue Pharmacy. We're going to make America snow white, is what they said in one of their quarterly reports. We're going to flood the country with OxyContin. And they did. They did. And it's forever changed the trajectory of this country. Now, so we've been at war. That's my point. But I'm going to tell you something. If Israel does not get whatever it's going after here, which in my opinion is probably complete annihilation with no questions asked of the Gaza Strip, which is an open air prison. And I am going to get into this in the next video. I know I said it would be this video. It's not, because this is too important to stall on, because there's a warning that went out today and I need to share this with you. There was also warnings that went out on 9/11, the night before 9/11, like Condoleezza Rice was told not to take any commercial air flights on 9/11, and she didn't, and it saved her life. I'm sure there's other people that were in the know that was told not to fly commercially that day, and they didn't. So I'm telling you that there is a very substantial warning for Friday the 13th, which is today. It's actually, 2 a.m., Friday the 13th. So I want to have this out as soon as it's done. I'm just going to upload it, and you guys take it for what it is. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And what that means is I don't give a fuck about anything that deals with your bullshit bread and circus. I am a soldier. I'm here to please him who has chosen me. I didn't choose this. I've been chosen. And I will fight and fight till the day I die. I will never shut up. I will never be silenced. And I've had contingency plans. And I'll tell you honestly how serious I am about that. Do you know how many printers I have? I have commercial printers. I'm not exaggerating. I probably have 30 printers. And that is my backup of my backup of my backup, including interstate advertisement, billboards, state road advertisement. I have contingency after contingency. You will never, ever shut my mouth. You take this channel, I go to my next one. You take that one, I'll go to the next one. You take them all, I go to Rumble. You're never going to shut me up. I am walking on eggshells. I've been silenced from this topic before. I've lost this channel with this topic before. But, you know, you can only skate around Section 230 for so long. And I mean, you know, it's almost like a game of like, well, you going to sue us? I mean, you're going to, you know, whatever. I don't know. But I have irrefutable evidence and I back up everything I say. This isn't conjecture. Some of it is, but not, most of it is not. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. Again, if Israel, whatever they want, if they don't get it, there will be an attack on U.S. soil. And in fact, I think it's a little bit too late. See, these people are very, very smart. And if they don't figure it out, they have think tanks everywhere creating these war plans. The next video that's going to be a Rumble exclusive is going to go into the depth of what's happening here. And I'm not talking about the CNN report or the Fox News report. I'm going to show you things you've never seen. I know you've never seen it because you have to look for very specific resources and very specific information on an internet now that is highly regulated and scrubbed. Constantly every day. The internet, Google is editing the internet. Friday the 13th, today, October, Friday the 13th, is only considered unlucky to Christians. Did you know that? Friday the 13th is only unlucky if you're superstitious or if you take any cues from the Bible. Friday the 13th is a very, very unlucky day for Christians only. The Sunni Islam, Hamas, revel in the day of Friday and Friday the 13th. It is a lucky day for them. It is a great day for them. The Jews revel in Friday the 13th. It is a lucky, great day for them. Okay? It's only an unlucky day for Christians. I'm going to get into this warning that was hot off the press, hot off the wire from the MIR, which is the Middle East Media Research Institute. They're a nonprofit group, probably ran by Israeli intelligence. In fact, but see, this is what they do. They don't care. You know, this is the thing, and I'm not an idiot, okay? Death to America, okay, yeah, I know there are militant this, there are militant Jews, there are, right-wing Jews, there are right-wing Islamicist Muslims. I know that, you know what I mean? There are right-wing Christians. They're all through history. I mean, they're all through history. They're all through history. There's militants on every single level of religion, including, like I said, Christianity, which are the Knights Templar, which it just so happens that Friday the 13th is a horrible day for the Knights Templar. And we're going back to the Middle Ages, but I'll go back even further just to show you the unluckiness of Friday the 13th. When Jesus was crucified on a Friday, I'll show you, I'm going to show you the consistency of it being unlucky, just for a few moments. And then we'll get into the facts of it being a lucky day for the Jews and a lucky day for the Islamists, okay? The Muslims. So, I do want to go over a couple things first, though. Do you guys remember iPad Goat? You know what? Let me do something real quick. I got a vibe in my gut. I got to get fired up here, guys. Come on. Let's do a little something like this. Let's just take a listen. Come on.
Yeah, it's that real this time around. Immortal Technique, Revolutionary Volume 2. It's on now, motherfucker. Lock and load. This is the point of no return, I can never go back. Life without parole, upstate, shackled and trapped. Living in the hole, looking at the world through a crack. But fuck that, I'd rather shoot it out and get clapped. I've gone too far, there ain't no coming back for me. Auschwitz gas chamber full of Zyklon B. Just like the Spanish exterminating Tainos, raping the black and Indian women, creating Latinos. Motherfuckers made me out of self-righteous hatred. And now you got yourself a virus, stuck in the matrix, a suicide bomber, strapped and ready to blow. Lethal injection, strapped down, ready to go. Don't you understand? They'll never let me live out in peace. Concrete jungle, guerrilla war out in the streets. Nat Turner with the sickle, pitchfork and machete. The end of the world, motherfucker, you not ready. This is the point of no return and nobody can stop it. Malcolm Little when he knelt before Elijah Muhammad, the comet that killed the dinosaurs, changing the earth. They love to criticize, they always say I changed for the worse. Like prescription pills when you misusing them, nigga. The Templar Knights when they took Jerusalem, nigga, and figured out what was buried under Solomon's temple, Al-Aqsa. The name is not coincidental. I know too much, the government is trying to murder me. No coming back like cutting your wrists open vertically. How could the serpent be purposely put in charge of the country? Genetic engineered sickness spread amongst me. My people are so hungry that they attack without reason, like a fucking dog ripping off the hand that feeds them. Immortal Technique is treason to the Patriot Act. So come and get me, motherfucker, cause I'm not coming back. This is the point from which I can never return. And if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat. Cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before. Cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore. This is the point of no return, nigga. You better believe this. Mary Magdalene giving birth to the children of Jesus. The evolution of the world, bloody and dramatic. Human beings killing monkeys to conquer the planet. The kingdoms of Africa and Mesopotamia. Machine gun your body with depleted uranium. This is the age of microchips and titanium. The dark side of the moon in contact with aliens. I started out like Australians, criminal minded, broke into hell, tore it down and built a city behind it. Southpaw, murderous methodology, nigga. Remember that I'm just a man, don't follow me, nigga. Cause once you pass the point, you can never go home. You gotta face the possibility of dying alone. So tell me, motherfucker, how could you die for the throne when you don't even got the fucking heart to die for your own? It rains acid, one day the earth will cry from a stone, and you'll be looking at the world living inside of a dome. Computerized humanity living inside of a clone. This is the place where the unknown is living and real. Wormwood, the planet X, and the seventh seal. Universal truth is not measured in mass appeal. This is the last time that I kneel and pray to the sky, cause almost everything that I was ever told was a lie. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore.
Shout out to Immortal Technique. Shout out to Tone Space if you're listening, bro. Yeah, I get nostalgic sometimes, you know what I mean? This is a war, ladies and gentlemen. This is a war. And there's a lot of people that know that. And there's a lot of people that don't. And I almost feel like you're born into it. You have no choice because you realize at a certain point in life, you know, everything comes funneling down and you are able. See, it's like, why do you see so many old people in church? You only see, you know, nowadays you only see old people in church. Why do you think that is? Because they've done it all. They've seen it all. They've smelled it all. They've tasted it all. And now they're facing immortality. And now they're facing, okay, this is really it. I mean, you know, some people figure that out a lot sooner. You don't got to be 70 or 80 before you realize, holy shit, it really is over. So, you know, there's just a lot of people on the planet that resonate on a certain frequency, and Immortal Technique is definitely one of them. But I'm telling you something, that a lot, and what sparked that is, you know, the Knights Templar, I'm going to be talking about them. Al-Aqsa, I'm going to be talking. Solomon's Temple, absolutely. We're going to get into several things. And again, this is all based on Friday the 13th, okay? Today. You know what? Let me just show you this really quickly, and then I want to get into maybe iPad Goat. Hold on one sec. Let's look at the report. This is memory right here. MEMRI. Like I said, this is the Middle East Research, Middle East Media Research Institute. It's nonprofit. It's an organization. I'm not going to get all into the article. What they are is they do an analysis, and they do a lot of press monitoring. The Wire, you know, you hear old reporters talking about fresh off the wire. You know, that's what they do. They follow the wire basically. And you know, and I'm not saying wire like a specific company. It's a thing. You follow the wire, like the latest news, the latest intel. And they monitor everything. But again, like I said, they were founded by Israeli military intelligence. So take that for what you will. There is no truth in Mossad. There's no truth in... See, I got to watch what I say because, again, this is for YouTube specifically. But they have no problem lying to you. They have no problem misleading you. So this could all be just a setup. Hamas declares Friday, October the 13th. And, you know, I'm actually surprised there's not more people talking about this. But Hamas declares Friday, October the 13th as General Mobilization Day for Al-Aqsa flood operation. Urges the West Bank, Jerusalem Palestinians to join the massive rallies and confront Israeli soldiers. Now, that's not the only thing that there's people in Hamas coming out and saying. See, like I was saying before I played Immortal Technique, I'm not worried about any Muslims. I'm just not. I'm not worried about Jihad, death to America. I'm not worried about any of that because it's all been proven to be bullshit time and time and time again. And it's all been proven to be Mossad and Israeli intelligent military operations like 9/11. It's all been pinned and blamed on a holy war, jihad, Muslims, them ragheads dropped a bomb on them. I'm not worried about any of them. You know why? They don't own the education system, the publishing system, the banking system, the legal system. Okay, you see what I mean? Tell me the Islamic bank that runs the world. Tell me the Islamic family, like the Rothschilds that run the world. Tell me. Wake up. That's part of the narrative. It's part of the narrative. So either something is going to happen at the hands of Israeli military today that's going to be, again, pinned on Islamicist, extremist, or this is just more, drum beating fear tactics. Because these are the people that we're dealing with right now. They don't answer to anybody. Human rights violations. Israel unleashed white phosphorus in Gaza. They're starving them. There's no hospitals. The power's out. They've turned the water off. Gaza is an open air prison. It is a very small place. Considering how many people, how many Palestinians only, there are no Jews that live in the Gaza Strip. And I think at the widest, it's like 6 or 7 miles wide, at the widest portion. They've made a decision. And however they need to explain it or get, bully people into supporting it, which if they, trust me, they already seeing the pushback that they're getting. This is what bothers me and worries me, actually. And this is why I'm doing this video. They are seeing a pushback that I don't think they predicted. Especially in New York. People know their hands are bloody. And they've been for over 50 years. The SS Liberty, let's go back to that. Nobody believes you anymore. Your tricks don't work. But what they have to do now, and I said this in a Twitter post, because I'll tell you right now, if Biden was not in office and there wasn't this structure of these communists and the people competing for the power, the Zionist and communist, if the communists weren't running the Democratic Party, like the Zionists run the Republican Party, really don't get me started into this because I don't care. I know about it, but I don't I'm not part of it, I guess I can say. I hover and watch it. That's it. Money controls all of it, though. So at the end of the day, what did Rothschild say? Give me the, what was the quote? Give me the power to create a nation's currency, and I care not who write the laws. It was something like that. Lord Rothschild said that. And, you guys know that, but I know that. I'm not an idiot. But what I'm telling you is this is a power struggle. And for them, it's a game of chess. So there's no rules at this level. And if Trump was in office, this attack would have been on U.S. soil. I promise you that. Just like this here. And I want to show, what we are going to watch iPad Go too. But first, I want to show you this. Do you guys remember this right here?
Get ready to read all these words on this page without making a mistake. Look at the letter at the end and remember the sound it makes. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready to read this word the fast way. Get ready.
Kid.
Yes, kid. Sound it out. Get ready.
Kid.
Sound it out. Get ready.
Kid.
What word?
Kid.
Yes, kid. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready.
Seal.
What word?
Seal.
Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready.
Play.
Yes, playing. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready.
Kit.
Yes, kit. Get ready.
Seal.
Yes, steal. Get ready.
Playing.
Yes, playing. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Boys and girls, pick your reader up from under your seat. Open your book up to lesson 60 on page 153.
Kite plane must hit steel. Do you remember this? Do you guys know this? This is the morning of 9/11. World Trade Center 1 the first one was already hit. This is around 9:02, 9:03, somewhere that morning. The guy that went in, and I'll rewind this so you guys can hear what these kids. You're not going to tell me this is a coincidence. Nobody on this planet will ever tell me this is a coincidence. plane, or what is it? Here's the sequence, like kite, plane, must, something like, but if you put it together, kite, plane, must hit still. Kite, plane, must hit still. This is the live feed in Sarasota, California, or Florida. She's an elementary teacher. And this is President Bush at the time sitting there. The guy who comes in, and I'll rewind it so you can hear what these kids are saying. The guy that comes in is Andrew Card. And he comes up to Bush and he and you can listen to the shudder on the cameras, like, you know, I guess the traveling press corps, whatever. And then in my mind, I'm thinking they want that image. Why? You know, that image is infamous. When Andrew Card bent in and leaned in and say, sir, this is officially a terrorist attack. The second building was just hit. That's what he's whispered to him. He said a second plane hit the World Trade Center. I want to confirm there is a terrorist attack underway, sir. While these kids at that exact moment are saying kite, plane, must, hit, still. And then they pick up their book and they read a story. They had to go to page 152 or 3 or something like that. And they read a story called The Pet Goat. Okay? So let me take us back. We're only going to watch about 35, 45 seconds of this. But I just want you to really grip what these kids are saying.
Sit out. Get ready.
Hit.
What word?
Hit.
Yes, hit. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready.
Steal.
What word?
Steal.
Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready.
Plane.
Yes, plane. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready.
Kit.
Yes, kit. Get ready.
Steal.
Yes, steal. Get ready.
Plane.
Yes, plane. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Boys and girls, pick your reader up from under your seat. Open your book up to lesson 60 on page 153. Count of 3, everyone should be on page 153. If the yellow paper is going to bother you, drop it. Thank you. Everybody touch the title of your story. Fingers under the title. Get ready to read the title, The Fast Way. We're waiting for one member. Excellent. Thank you. Fingers under the title of the story. Get ready.
The pet goat.
Yes, the pet goat. Fingers.
Yeah, the pet goat. Okay, let's watch I Pet Goat. Do you guys remember this? If not, do yourself a favor. I'm not going to do it here. Find a deep dive on this video here, made by the geniuses at Heliafont. The score is perfect. It's just unbelievable, and the symbolism in this is alien level. It is next dimension level. Okay, this is an unbelievable presentation, and there's so much to unpack in this. We're not going to do it here. It's just do yourself a favor if you don't know about this or you've never had. Listen, I mean, there are people that have unpacked it, but if I can find this one guy who got it like super right, I'm going to link the video. So check in the description. That's if I find it by the time this posts, but yeah, let's watch this for a few minutes here. iPad go too. So yeah, plane must hit steel, right? Another warning, Los Angeles. This is the only, I mean, I didn't really look, but I was blown away. Nobody's talking about this. Los Angeles Magazine is, though. They're saying LAPD and this was what, 9 hours ago, LAPD to increase patrols after Hamas urges global day of jihad on Friday the 13th. The FBI also issues warnings about potential public safety concerns in the U.S. connected to the horrific terrorist attacks in Israel. Federal and local law enforcement officials are warning the public to be hypervigilant after Hamas publicly urged supporters to take to the streets in a day of action in support of the terror attacks in Israel on Friday the 13th. That's today, guys. So now we're going to see if how long they've been planning this. These people work in decades and decades. They plan decades ahead of time. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. Sometimes they're ahead, sometimes they're behind. But let's just see if years ago, somebody very close to me, years ago, when all the gas stations around here started having new owners, I'm throwing up quotations. And it just seemed like this one massive family just started buying and we're talking back in the early 2000s. And they were like, could you imagine if these were sleeper cells? Like, what if that was the whole plan here the whole time? That they're just going to come in and for 10 years or so, maybe longer, they'll just keep getting the gas stations, buying them up. And then when it's time, kaboomy blammy. Because you got to realize these extremists, these are the ones that believe that there's virgins waiting for them on the other side. So, and especially killing infidels. I mean, that is, again, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not. I'm worried about the people who are saying that it's jihad. Just like September the 11th, 2001. That's what I'm worried about. Those people, right? Did you see him in iPad Go 2? On the television with the marionette with the big, controlling the presidents with the big money symbol on there. Cretin. Yeah. So, yeah. Just like they told Condoleezza Rice, don't fly. I'm telling you, watch what you're doing today. Because they're all in. Like I said, they answer to nobody. White phosphorus now, that's a complete violation of the Geneva Convention. That's a violation of everything. Shutting off medical. They don't care. They don't care. And actually, you know what? Let me check something here really quickly. This just popped into my brain. Let me see something real quick here. Hold on. I'm going to see if this is available for you guys. Yeah. Cool. Okay, look at this. I'm going to link this in the description. Do you guys know what the Samson Option is? This is a book by Seymour Hersh. It's Israel's nuclear arsenal and their an American foreign policy. This is a Google Books. You can read it for free. I highly suggest, if you have time, read or skim through this. Or get something on it so you understand what the Samson Option is. Israel, this was written in 1991 by Seymour Hersh. So, in just a roundabout way, the Samson Option is this, and the whole world knows this. And whether it's a threat or whatever it is, like, the ace up the sleeve, Israel has always said that worst case scenario, they themselves will basically commit suicide because if they will not be conquered again, they will launch a nuclear war. They will detonate every single bomb they have. And they've called it the Samson Option. I don't know if you guys know that or not. So this is always in the back of the heads of people who stand up or want to fight with Israel because they've always threatened they'll do it. Now, whether they would, who knows? I mean, I'm sure they'll be on a jet 32,000 feet in the air when they do detonate the nukes. But if they have them, and they're probably Americans, and there's tunnels and there's secret bunkers and all this stuff. Oh yeah, that's another thing they're doing, and that's going to be in the next video, Rumble exclusive. So make sure you subscribe to Covert Radio Rumble. There I can be honest. But yeah, they're dropping bunker busters now in Palestine. I mean, it's just total devastation, and nobody. See, I can't get into this here. Let's just stay focused. But I'm going to link this in the description for you guys, the Samson option there. But I just want to quickly explain to you why this is so startling to me, because it just popped up, okay? And then the other thing is, again, like I said, Friday the 13th is a very important number and date. But it's only important to Jews, to Muslims, to Christians, but only to Christians. It is a horrible, horrible day. And our culture shows that. There's really, most office buildings don't put a 13th floor in. You know that, right? And I'm sure they have them, but the elevators don't stop there. And it's a whole thing. It's a very, very, very superstitious number, but it started really with the Last Supper. And the Last Supper that Jesus was at with all the disciples, the 13th guest who arrived, you know who that was? It was Judas Iscariot. So, that's kind of where a lot of scholars believe this started. I mean, there's even further references back, but I don't know, maybe one or two, but this is pretty much the agreed upon start of this superstitious number. Judas Iscariot was number 13. And he was the one that betrayed Jesus Christ, which led to his crucifixion on Good Friday. Okay? So all through the Bible, bad stuff happens on Fridays. Unlucky Fridays. It's laced all through the Bible. And it goes past the crucifixion, way before that. Friday was supposedly the day that Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. Friday is also the day that Cain murdered his brother, Abel. And it is also the day that the Temple of Solomon was toppled, which that deals with the Knights Templar. It's also a horrible day for the Knights Templar. It's also, Friday was the day that the Noah's Ark had set sail in the Great Flood. So horrible, horrible, horrible days for, Christians of that time. And I'm sure you guys know who the Knights Templar were or are. They're a military group. They're an order that was devoted to protecting pilgrims, Christian pilgrims that were traveling to the Holy Land following right after the Christians captured Jerusalem during the First Crusade. And then the Knights Templar became basically some of the richest, most influential people of that time in the Middle Ages, because they would constantly be getting donations from royalty in Europe, all through Europe, who wanted favor with them because they were insane. They were fierce. This went all the way through to the 14th century, and the Knights Templar at that point, which some of the Tom Hanks movie Da Vinci Code, this kind of coincides with, they established a system of castles and churches and banks all through Western Europe. And it was because of this that led to their downfall. Can you imagine who caused this? Oh, no, you're not going to compete with our wealth. You're not going to have an independent banking system, Knights Templar. Their destruction started on a Friday on October the 13th of 1307 in the 14th century. Friday, October the 13th of 1307. Today is Friday the 13th of 2023. The story goes a month prior in September, there were secret documents that were sent out by riders. I've sent my horse with riders with the courier, the message stable boy. They all ran through France. And guess what? There were more lies. No honor, no nothing with these fuckers. Demons. But these were crazy, lurid details, whispers of black magic. Just like they crucified and accused Jesus Christ of practicing sorcery and black magic and forced the Gentile Romans to crucify Jesus. They did the same thing to the Knights Templar. Sexual rituals, accused them of this, accused them of that. And they were sent by King Philip of France. Who, there was a banking struggle. There was the Lombards. He attacked them. It was a big, powerful banking group, which are France's Jews. It was the Jewish Franks. And guess what? They were expelled from France too by him. By King Philip of France, so he could confiscate their property. But it all came back. It all came back. For the next month, weeks and days that followed, there was like almost 1,000 Knights Templars that were arrested, and it just started getting picked apart from there. Then once it became evidently clear that there's executions happening, there were public splayed Knights Templars. They used to do medieval tortures on them publicly. There was one, I forget what it's called, but they would tie their hands around, back behind their back, and then they would lift them with a rope from their wrist. And they do it in public and basically just dislocate their shoulders. And it's just, I don't know. But yeah, that was all Friday the 13th. This all started the downfall. But if you want to look at the Jews, Friday the 13th is a lucky day for Jews. I can get into specifics. I want to make this short. Some more people watch it, but we can get into specifics. I just want to look into it for yourself even. But I can tell you this too, that Friday the 13th is a very lucky day for Muslims, the Islams. They, and I mean, this is all through their writings, all through their beliefs. So if you guys want to look into that, you can. I'm trying to see if I have anything else open. Yeah, there's a bunch of quotes, too, with Allah talking about how great Friday is. And let's see here. This is in the Nabi. Allah led those who came before us away from the day of Friday. The Jews had Saturday and the Christians had Sunday. Then Allah brought our Ummah and guided us to Friday. That's in the Hadith. So, let's see here. In another Hadith, Nabi, the Friday is the master of days and the greatest of them before Allah. It is greater before Allah than the day of Al-Haidah, and the day of the Al-Fits. Oh yeah, Nabi also said if a Muslim dies on a Friday, now this is crazy, okay? It's crazy to me at least. If a Muslim dies on a Friday or the night preceding Friday, Allah will protect him from the trials of the grave. Okay? So, and I can go on and on. Friday's a very great day for Muslims. Friday is a terrific day for Jews. But Friday the 13th and Fridays in general are a horrible day for Christians. So go figure. I just wanted to get this out for you guys, okay? Because I don't know. There's something stirring in my spirit. I'm not a fear monger, and I'm also not an idiot. But I also know, and I'm telling you, if they don't get what they want, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. There's going to be no peace. Israel will not stop. And at this point, with all, and now the water, the electric, the hospitals, the medicine, the white phosphorus, the tunnel busters, all, I mean, the Palestinians have nothing left to lose. And I'm telling you, Israel will bring this war to our soil to make sure that the perception changes of all the naysayers or the people who want to stay out of it. That's one of my hashtags, is hashtag not our war. That no. Israel will not let that happen. And if there was a Republican president, like I said, this would have happened in America to assure 100% alignment. Again, our sons and daughters, again, dying for Israel's, conquering of the world. Of the world, okay? They hate everybody but themselves, and they lie to everyone. I want to play Immortal Technique out. I'm Covert Radio. Become a Patreon. Support this type of media. And just get ready. Get ready. Make sure you subscribe to the Rumble, because this next video is going to show you things you've never seen. This is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. You guys take care. Did I close Immortal Technique? I think I did. Nah, here we go. You guys take care. Have a great day.
Yeah. It's that real this time around. Immortal Technique. Revolutionary Volume 2. It's on now, motherfucker. Lock and load. This is the point of no return. I can never go back. Life without parole, upstate, shackled and trapped. Living in the hole, looking at the world through a crack. But fuck that. I'd rather shoot it out and get clapped. I've gone too far, there ain't no coming back for me. Auschwitz gas chamber full of Zyklon B. Just like the Spanish exterminating Tainos, raping the black and Indian women, creating Latinos. Motherfuckers made me out of self-righteous hatred, and now you got yourself a virus stuck in the matrix. A suicide bomber strapped and ready to blow. Lethal injection strapped down, ready to go. Don't you understand? They'll never let me live out in peace. Concrete jungle, guerrilla war out in the streets. Nat Turner with the sickle, pitchfork and machete. The end of the world, motherfucker, you not ready. This is the point of no return, and nobody can stop it. Malcolm Little when he knelt before Elijah Muhammad, the comet that killed the dinosaurs, changing the earth. They love to criticize, they always say I changed for the worse. Like prescription pills when you misusing them, nigga. The Templar Knights when they took Jerusalem, nigga, and figured out what was buried under Solomon's temple, Al-Aqsa. The name is not coincidental. I know too much, the government is trying to murder me. No coming back like cutting your wrists open vertically. How could the serpent be purposely put in charge of the country? Genetic engineered sickness spread amongst me. My people are so hungry that they attack without reason, like a fucking dog ripping off the hand that feeds him. Immortal Technique is treason to the Patriot Act. So come and get me, motherfucker, cause I'm not coming back. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore. This is the point point of no return, nigga, you better believe this. Mary Magdalene giving birth to the children of Jesus. The evolution of the world, bloody and dramatic. Human beings killing monkeys to conquer the planet. The kingdoms of Africa and Mesopotamia. Machine gun your body with depleted uranium. This is the age of microchips and titanium. The dark side of the moon, in contact with aliens. I started out like Australians, criminal-minded, broke into hell, tore it down and built the city behind it. Southpaw, murderous methodology, nigga. Remember that I'm just a man, don't follow me, nigga. Cause once you pass the point, you can never go home. You gotta face the possibility of dying alone. So tell me, motherfucker, how could you die for the throne when you don't even got the fucking heart to die for your own? It rains acid, one day the earth will cry from a stone, and you'll be looking at the world living inside of a dome. Computerized humanity living inside of a clone. This is the place where the unknown is living and real. Wormwood, the planet X, and the seventh seal. Universal truth is not measured in mass appeal. This is the last time that I kneel and pray to the sky, cause almost everything that I was ever told was a lie. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore.